If I were Hybe, I'd take away the privileges and benefits that Min Hee-jin is getting to make her feel unwelcomed and force her out. Hello Rosaries, this year has been nothing but a disaster, as it is disheartening to see that some individuals never seem to learn from their past mistakes and continue to overlook foolish behavior. The decline in critical thinking and research is truly concerning. While I acknowledge that I am not exempt from making errors, I am grateful for my ability to distinguish between right and wrong. In light of recent clownery, I have returned to share my opinions in a new video. To all viewers, especially those new to my content, I ask for your patience so you can hear me out. Most important thing, very important thing, is to always think for yourself and make decisions based on your own values and beliefs, and don't be a fecking snowflake and a sheep, lol. Come on, you all know I was going to say that. I just want to say congratulations to Min Hee-jin, who is a privileged and entitled woman who had a company handed to her and was the highest paid CEO under a subsidiary to take advantage of a system where women are scrutinized to paint herself as a broken victim. It's really twisted how she used the struggles of Korean women to play the victim card. That was a major red flag, but some stans missed it and let her manipulate them. It's even worse considering that if female employees, who were to be mistreated, probably won't be taken seriously now because people might think they're just making it up. What really gets me is how the Korean judiciary system let her get away with it despite not be found fully innocent of Hybe's accusations. She should have faced consequences, but she got away with her actions, reinforcing the idea that power and money can buy freedom. It's not surprising though, given that this is the same system that gave ex-offenders a slap on the wrist while their victims continue to suffer. It's infuriating that she's able to manipulate the narrative to make herself look like a victim when, in reality, she's exploiting a broken system and vulnerable people. The lack of accountability for someone in her position sets a dangerous precedent. It sends a message that if you have enough influence, you can get away with anything. This woman is sick in the head, and the fact that some stans are rejoicing her quote-unquote winning the court case shows just how toxic and delusional some people can be. As if Min Hee-jin is some form of hero, as if she was a targeted woman, let's not forget that she hates taking responsibilities for her actions and her bad-mouthing female employees, body-shaming idols and instigating fan wars to cause a distraction. What really irks me is that the perpetrators are roaming around freely, doing whatever they want, while their victims are still traumatized. How is this justice? How can anyone be okay with this? Aren't they worried that the cycle will continue and there will be more victims? Giving them a light sentence doesn't teach them anything. It's infuriating to see these people getting off easy while their victims are left to pick up the pieces of their lives. The system is supposed to protect the vulnerable and hold the guilty accountable, but it feels like it's doing the opposite. How are we supposed to trust a system that keeps failing to deliver real justice? We need to start asking the hard questions. Why are these perpetrators being let off with a slap on the wrist? How can we expect change if we keep letting them off the hook? It's not just about one person or one case, it's about the bigger picture. If we don't take a stand now, we're basically saying it's okay for this to keep happening. Everyone should be outraged. There should be more demand from the legal system and ensure that justice is actually served. Victims deserve to see their abusers held accountable. It's about creating a society where people feel safe and supported, not ignored and abandoned. Let's make sure that justice isn't just a word, but something real and tangible for everyone. I'm even surprised that the criminal still has fans. What a world we live in. What's even sad is that the guy from the documentary said that nothing has changed ever since the Burning Sun crime and the same activities are being continued. Imagine getting mad when talented idols can show off their singing abilities live without pitch correction. Sorry, I can't relate and y'all are acting really stupid. Mix is doing their jobs and you're complaining about them doing their jobs. It's okay toddlers, let me get you some breast milk, sing you a lullaby and rock you to sleep for you to calm down. People with a life have more important things to complain about than throwing a tantrum over the silliest things. If we're going to criticize, let's focus on things that actually matter. These idols work hard to perfect their craft, and instead of supporting them, some people choose to nitpick over nonsense. Let's appreciate their talent and dedication rather than tearing them down over something so trivial. Isn't it just hilarious when these K-pop stans preach about how bullying is so wrong, but then turn around and do the exact same thing they claim to hate? Seriously? The irony is off the charts. These netizens want everyone to see them as morally superior, yet they're the same people sending hateful messages and bullying idols over the most ridiculous, nonsensical stuff. They act like they're taking a stand against bullying, but in reality, they're just as bad, if not worse. Take any controversy, big or small, and you'll see these self-righteous stans jumping on it like vultures, nitpicking every little thing to find an excuse to attack idols. It's all just so performative and fake. It's the audacity for me when stans have the nerve to hate on idols who had bullying scandals when they were toddlers and destroy their careers. What makes them any different? Female idols wouldn't be driven to the brink if stans weren't so toxic, hateful, and bullies. They want to look good by talking about how they're against bullying, but their actions scream the opposite. Bullying should be taken seriously, but with these hypocrites running around, it's hard to believe anything they say. They really need to get off their high horses and look in the mirror. If they truly cared about stopping bullying, they'd start by cleaning up their own toxic behavior first. Oh look, Cookieshet strikes again. What else is new? I don't get how people keep watching their content when it's so obviously biased, contradictory, and full of misleading information. Her recent videos, where she defends Min Hee-jin without any solid evidence and stirs up fan wars between illit fans and bunnies, make it seem like she might be on Min Hee-jin's payroll, or maybe it's the shaman's doing, lol. They talk about wanting the protection of idols and wishing them well, but then they're totally biased towards Min Hee-jin, who caused a lot of chaos and is partly responsible for the hate the idols she mentioned are getting. It's so hypocritical. The Sajiji chart manipulation claims have resurfaced mainly because of Min Hee-jin, yet some stans still see Min Hee-jin as the victim. I bet armies are tired of this nonsense. It's frustrating to see someone spreading such biased and harmful content while pretending to care about idols. Min Hee-jin is really delusional if she thinks she's some kind of genius just because she created a girl group. Oops, I mean, she was handed a girl group and gave them a concept that made them stand out. Sure, she was successful with the help of Hybe's money and resources, but her work isn't original at all. This wouldn't be such a big deal if she didn't make baseless copying allegations. Let's be real, 99.99% of the K-pop industry isn't original. It's all inspired by Western pop with a different twist. If we're going by her logic, then Min Hee-jin basically copied ideas from the 90s to make new jeans popular. The problem is that she believes she created something groundbreaking when, in reality, it existed years ago. It's like companies claiming they invented the retro trend just because they made it popular. Do you see how ridiculous that sounds? We should appreciate creativity, but let's not pretend it's something it's not. Min Hee-jin needs to recognize that her success is built on the foundations laid by others, just like everyone else in the industry. Instead of making wild claims, she should focus on supporting her group and letting their talent shine. Or rather leave Hybe, because I don't know how she can work for a company whose trust is broken because of her. When the song started, I wasn't sure how to feel about it. But as soon as the pre-chorus hit, they had my full attention. Then the chorus came, and I was blown away. What's going on? Why is aespa saving 2024 with their music? This is beautiful. The bridge was also a standout moment, and I couldn't help but giggle when Winter said, "Born like a queen, born like a king, yeah." And when they sang, "Throw It Back," while doing the hip dance, I just lost it. This is definitely a song I'm adding to my playlist. aespa has really outdone themselves with this track. It's got everything, a catchy beat, amazing vocals, and a vibe that just makes you want to dance. It's one of those songs that you can't help but put on repeat. Anyway, do yourself a huge favor and stream Armageddon. It's definitely going to save K-pop in 2024. Bang chitty bang bang chitty bang bang. Oh wayo, throw it back, throw it back, throw it back. Make sure you get it done. Unfortunately for New Jeans, stans who have every right to dislike Min Hee-jin might withdraw their support from the group just to teach her a lesson. Her association with New Jeans makes it harder for fans to support the members because they don't want Min Hee-jin to be rewarded for her behavior. It's really unfair to the members of New Jeans, who are talented and hardworking, to be caught up in this mess. They shouldn't have to suffer because of someone else's actions. It's a tough situation because fans want to support the idols but also don't want to indirectly support someone they dislike and let her get away with zero consequences. This is a situation where the good might have to suffer temporarily for the bad just to hold the perpetrator accountable. I know that sounds harsh, but what else can stans do? It's frustrating because the real victims here are the idols, not Min Hee-jin. It's unjust that the idols of New Jeans, who have worked so hard to reach where they are, may face this dilemma caused by one person's actions. Stans are torn between wanting to support their idols and not wanting to condone unethical behavior. Ultimately, holding the perpetrator accountable may require fans to make difficult decisions in order to stand up for what is right. It's a frustrating situation as the idols are the ones who will ultimately suffer the consequences, but so does the perpetrator. If I were Hybe, I'd take away the privileges and benefits that Min Hee-jin is getting to make her feel unwelcome and force her out. She wants to stay at Hybe because she doesn't want to lose the power and perks that come with the job. I know some of you might think this sounds dumb and that it would just add more fuel to the fire. But at the end of the day, Min Hee-jin doesn't hold that much power at Hybe, and the higher-ups have every right to make changes as they see fit. Taking away her benefits could be a way to show that her behavior isn't tolerated and that the company values its reputation and the well-being of its idols more than one executive's comfort. It's a tough call, but sometimes you have to make difficult decisions to protect the greater good. And let's face it, Hybe has the power to make those changes, and if it means a better environment for everyone else, it might be worth considering. Hybe owes this woman nothing and I wouldn't want her at my company after all the shit she did to ruin my reputation. Do you guys remember when stans were celebrating Kim Garam's removal from Le Seraphim for defending her friend from a creep? Now we have stans celebrating Min Hee-jin supposedly winning her case, even though she hasn't actually won anything and the fight is far from over. It makes me sick that some stans are okay with celebrating injustice. Min Hee-jin's situation is far from resolved, and cheering for her like she's some kind of hero is just wrong. Y'all allowed this manipulator to play all of you and allow her to get away with her behavior yet again. When will you let this fool take any responsibility for her actions? When you continue to defend unethical behavior, the perpetrator will think she's in the right. It's frustrating to see people so easily swayed and quick to support someone who is a sheep in wolf clothing. We need to remember that true justice means standing up for what's right, not just jumping on the bandwagon. Celebrating Min Hee-jin's so-called victory without acknowledging the ongoing issues and the people affected by her actions is not just ignorant, it's harmful. Let's focus on supporting those who truly deserve it and not get caught up in the hype of false victories. Alright, I think I've said enough, so I'll end the video here. Just remember that these are my personal opinions and you're welcome to share yours in the comments below. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that notification bell rosaries to stay updated. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Take care and bye.